Okay, just gotta give Theo and Cleo Lion some time to shine after a long while, and there we go.
Hey, many thanks a bunch for inviting us to join this group meeting, sweetie bunny.
It has been quite some time since we last talked with you all.
Yo, it's good to see you, between the lions.
Well, all this commotion just woke me up from my nap. What's going on?
I had a good nap too, so you're not alone, my friend.
Oh, sorry if we disturbed you, Wilbur, but Theo and Cleo are back for some more fun.
Golly, it's been a whooping good while since we've last seen them.
Yeah, even I figured that we should give them some more spotlight after that long.
It's always a pleasure to have Theo and Cleo around, whenever they're available.
Well anyway, the main reason I called you all here is because somebody seems like they've got a story to tell.
Ooh, story time you say?
Now that's what we love the sound of.
We've got one. And this story we're about to tell is actually based on what happened back in the summer of 2020.
You fraggles remembered the time. Right.
Gosh, now that you just mentioned it, we do remember the events from summer 2020.
The make-believe squad and their company didn't have a bright future ahead back then.
Hey, that was also long before I became a Chuck E. Cheese OC.
Yeah, back to Chelsea. But anyway, get comfortable everybody, because this toad, this humanoid and this groundhog are about to tell you all the story about those frightening visions that our good friend Kiersten had.
In the hopes of the story not being too spooky, I'm all ears. How about you guys?
Yes, Jessica, we're ready. We actually picked a good day to meet up with everybody here and listen to a story.
Okay then, here we go.
It all started on a warm summer night. Kiersten was doing something called lucid dreaming while she was all tucked up in bed, fast asleep.
Again, it took place in 2020 during the summertime.
Okay, this story does have some kind of sweet start.
What exactly was Kiersten doing lucid dreaming about on that summer night?
Only one way to find out. Cue the dream sequence.
We would like to thank you all for coming to Chuck E. Cheese's, as we've been determined to make this the best final days that anybody could ever have with us.
Come on, Broby. Please cheer up for us and look on the bright side.
For right now, I can't. I just keep getting those scary visions of this crazy thing in my head.
It's so freaking disappointing to see Chuck E. Cheese closing down.
Oh crap, this Chuck E. Cheese bankruptcy thing is too gosh darn frightening and chaotic.
Well, we are just gonna have to try staying strong for them at this point.
But now it's about time we all say our cheerful farewells and solemn last words before we shut down for good.
Oh God, oh God, oh God. This can't be happening. It just can't.
Where else could I go to enjoy a pizza that's about just as good as Chuck E. Cheese?
It's been such great pleasure to work with you guys. Everybody in the squad has been so nice and talented.
Oh, Chucky, I've always enjoyed playing those video games with you.
Hoobigalooby, now those are some wet tears. I can't believe what we're hearing right now. It's outrageous.
You know, it is rather sad, but at the same time, we're not even gonna go crying on this one, considering that Hoops don't cry at all.
No, but we can only pretend to cry. LOL. Perhaps the make-believe squad could use a great big cuddle.
That's very sweet of you, Groove, but I don't think they're up for it right now.
Yeah, they probably just need some time to just let it all out and calm down. Hey yo, sorry to interrupt this story you all are hearing, but we can tell you for sure that things did get pretty ugly for Chucky and his company back in 2020. And it wasn't even the first time that happened. Take a good look at Pizza Time Theater's situation in 1984.
For at least Showbiz Pizza saved them after that first bankruptcy. But anyway, now you may continue on.
Chuck, we've had a very close friendship together. For all these years, you and I have made a very dynamic duo.
You've been a great partner to me, Chucky, since the day you and the first met.
And all of the stage and dance floor shows are gone.
My freaking God.
What?
I can't bear to keep on hearing about this.
Neither can I. It just gets more frightening every time we think about it. And it's getting even more difficult for us to handle.
It's really sad to see our favorite pizza chain go.
Oh, Paige and Emmels, I'm very sorry that one of your favorite places is having to close down. Goodbye, Chuck E. Cheese's. This place will be missed by all of us, but its legacy will forever live on.
Oh my God, it's gonna be okay. holy tubby toast and tubby custard.
That is quite some crazy dream right there.
Kiersten really loves that place from what we could tell.
My god, that sure gave me a little bit of a scare.
Oh, so this story is based on that time Chuck E. Cheese filed for their second bankruptcy, for at least it was only chapter 11.
Gosh, that must have been so hard for some of you in this group chat to cope with.
The frightening dreams I've had are pretty different compared to this story being told.
It would be tough to imagine life if Chuck E. Cheese completely shut down, and I honestly wouldn't hesitate to feel that way.
If that were to happen, some alternatives would be good too. Like you could pick up a pizza from Little Caesars, or you could play some games at Dave & Buster's.
Nowadays, some people would think of Chuck E. Cheese as Dave and Buster's Jr. I don't know why, but I think it's very freaking funny. Honestly, it would just make me feel sad for my dear twin brother if all his restaurants were to permanently close down.
And then, how did Kiersten feel when she woke up from that crazy dream?
That we're just coming to.
Whoa! Is everything okay, Kiersten? What's with the screaming?
Oh, just another nightmare I had. I keep getting those frightening visions of this Chuck E. Cheese bankruptcy thing stuck in my head.
Well, thank God it's only chapter 11.
Yeah.
And finally, this is where everything would turn out okay.
Kiersten starts a video call with Chucky and Baby Lamb to tell them about their nightmare the very next morning. And they know that she has nothing to worry too much about.
Chucky, Baby Lamb, I just had another nightmare last night.
If I can take a wild guess, it was about this whole bankruptcy thing that my company had filed for.
Yep. I'm just so scared of all the Chuck E. Cheese restaurants closing down if the company doesn't survive through it.
Oh, I see.
Well, I understand that Chuck E. Cheese has clearly played a very prominent role in your life, but thankfully the Chapter 11 bankruptcy doesn't mean that it'll go away anytime sooner or later.
Kiersten, it's only chapter 11. If it were chapter 7, then it would have been even more terrifying, and my restaurants would have gone completely out of business after some liquidation deals.
Trust us on this one. You've got nothing to worry about.
Oh, okay. Thanks, you guys. I knew that I could count on good friends just like you.
And this concludes the true story of Kiersten's nightmare.
Good Lord, man, even I remember that nightmare. It was some frightening turn of events.
Yeah, those visions gave me quite a fright too. It was crazy.
Things did turn out alright though. By the end of 2020, Chucky and his company eventually survived from that bankruptcy.
Well, that just reminded me of Kiersten's emotions poem that Pasty read on the squad. It was an incredibly bittersweet poem.
I'm much more of a showbiz bird myself. You know, the classic.
Oh, so Chad the Bird would prefer Showbiz Pizza Place. Okay then, that's fine.
Oh geez, my little brother Sprinkles and I remember that nightmare too. We were in complete shock after Kiersten told us about Chucky's Chapter 11 bankruptcy. We'd find it to be very difficult to imagine life without the Chuck E. Cheese restaurants.
You know, guys, when it comes to certain dreams like that one, it all means that God is trying to tell you something.
Do not be anxious about anything, but in everything, by prayer and petition, with thanksgiving, present your request to God. And the peace of God, which transcends all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Jesus Christ. Philippians 4:6.
Come to think of it, the second Chuck E. Cheese bankruptcy also took place 2 years after our own toy store completely shut down.
We've been feeling their pain by that logic. Let's just hope that the kids here won't keep experiencing those kinds of nightmares.
Yeah, it does tend to be pretty hard when it comes to store closures. I think we should say that Toys R Us one is a story for another day.
Some changes can be good, some other changes, not really.
Quite honestly, I don't see who would want Chuck E. Cheese to completely shut down.
I know it sounds crazy, but I hear that there's a lot of people who have wanted to see that place shut down ever since 2020.
Oh my god, that is crazy. And even close to a year before I debuted in my own TV show.
Toys R Us did get pretty darn lucky to have made a comeback inside of Macy's though.
Oh mince, I do sincerely hope to God that Chuck E. Cheese doesn't close down for good this time.
Well, only time can tell that it could possibly happen because they have been losing money lately. A lot of money.
Oh yes, Wolfram Cable Videos told us about that kind of thing back in the summer of 2020. That Chucky's final cheese bit was admittedly funny.
But even still, it really sucked the moment we heard that it was the second bankruptcy they filed for.
Hey, if you'll want, I could send each of you a honey sandwich to wash away those Chuck E. Cheese nightmare blues.
Sounds good, Paddington. Even I sure as heck could use one of those. Hey, Chelsea, is everything okay?
Oh my god.
What's the matter, Chelsea?
Alright? Oh, I'm so sorry, but the nightmare part of that story is just so freaking terrifying.
It's gonna be okay, you guys. Chucky and the company are doing the best they can to boost up their marketing at this point.
Yeah, and surely they still got some money left to produce new songs.
Well, that's nice. Hopefully we'll get to see some new songs in this year's Springtastic show. Thanks for informing us.
So, that was some bittersweet story overall. Just like that poem about emotions.
Thank you, Glove and Boots Cast, for sharing it with us in this group meeting.
You're welcome.
And I give my thanks to everybody here and out there for sticking around to watch and listen to the story. Maybe we'll consider doing this again. Until then, hope you all enjoy the rest of your day.
My colorful goodness, that story shows something.
Yeah, let's just hope that Chuck E. Cheese doesn't go too far off the deep end.
But that aside though, many thanks a bunch for watching. Click on this playlist to watch some more of these fun videos.
And click on the channel icon to subscribe so that you never miss a new video coming your way.
You can also be notified about whatever this channel will post on the community tab.
Until next time, have a colorful day.
That's what Rainbow and I always say, LOL.
It is a good catchphrase though.